the winner of the snake. Hello everyone. In the Spratly Islands, over many years, Vietnam has always strived to maintain and exercise its sovereignty in practice. The clearest evidence of this is that, to date, among the 21 entities that Vietnam is co-managing, many entities have been supplemented and upgraded into inland islands. However, not in every field has our country completed this work smoothly and successfully. As Spratly Islands, the topic we will explore together in today. This is a typical example, when a large amount of soil and rocks deposited at the foot of Le Mountain was swept away by a super typhoon. Geographically, Le Mountain is an atoll belonging to the Spratly cluster of the Spratly Islands. Currently, Vietnam manages this entity as part of Spratly Town, under Spratly Island District, Con Hoa Province. This rocky island is located in the southeast, about 638 kilometers from Cam Ranh Peninsula, about 795 kilometers east of Vung Tau City and about 100 kilometers northeast of Tuyen Chai Reef, about 51 kilometers southwest of Tien Nu Reef and about 11 kilometers east of Toc Tan Reef. Stretching north-south, Le Mountain is about 10 kilometers long and nearly 4 kilometers wide. The total area of Le Mountain is about 30 square kilometers, equivalent to 3,000 hectares. As a bird island, when the tide is low, in the Gac Gi area, rocks emerge above the water surface. Le Mountain has a relatively closed coral system, with only the southern coral being broken. And like other rocky islands, this massive coral reef was also formed from the eruption of undersea volcanoes millions of years ago. When volcanic lava erupted and reached sea level, it stopped, forming a submerged reef lying just a few meters below the water surface. Due to being formed from the eruption of undersea volcanoes, the coral strip has an elongated structure with a high outer rim and a sunken center forming an inner lagoon. The lagoon at Le Mountain is about 7 kilometers long and has an area of about 13.5 square kilometers. Additionally, thanks to the fracture in the southern part of the lagoon floor, a natural channel has formed. This channel allows boats from the sea to take shelter inside the lagoon to avoid storms, thereby saving significant time and costs. Weather-wise, the Le Mountain area is quite harsh with intense heat, erratic storms, and uneven rainfall distribution. During the dry season, especially from February to April, this area has almost no rain. In the rainy season, especially from May to October, it rains almost every day, with some days having rainfall exceeding 200 millimeters. It can be said that Le Mountain has an extremely important strategic location as it is situated in the center of Area 3 of the Spratly Islands. Together with other rocky islands like Toc Tan, Tien Nu, Tuyen Chai, and An Bang Island, Le Mountain helps form an outer shield, protecting the southeastern flank of the homeland. Additionally, the sea around the island is a reliable fishing ground for fishermen from the central and southern provinces when they go to sea. This sea area has many precious seafood species like tuna, grouper, and lobster, which not only serve local life but are also exported, bringing high economic value. The process of building and protecting Le Mountain. In early 1988, the situation in the Spratly Islands suddenly became tense right after our forces occupied Toc Tan Reef on February 27, following orders from the Navy Command. One day later, Ship HQ 633 transported engineering forces and materials, overcoming rough seas and obstruction by Chinese ships, to advance to Le Mountain. Here, the forces occupied and began building high-legged houses. After nearly a month of construction, by March 23, 1988, the high-legged house project was completed and handed over to officers and soldiers tasked with protecting the island. Sometime later, we continued to build a LEVEL-2 house at Le Mountain. Due to the specific terrain, the Vietnam Navy stationed troops at two positions 5.5 kilometers apart on Le Mountain, named La A and La B respectively. By 1997, the Navy had completed building durable blockhouses at La A, and by 2001, they continued building durable blockhouses at La B. To date, La A, located in the southwest of Le Mountain, is a complex of two durable blockhouses and a multifunctional cultural house, connected by two concrete bridges. La B, located in the north of Le Mountain, includes a sturdy blockhouse connected to a multifunctional cultural house by a concrete bridge. But currently, when looking at the map, we can only see a solitary blockhouse standing alone. Because the Labi Multifunctional Cultural House, Da Nui Commune, was just inaugurated by Hanoi City in coordination with the managing unit on April 30, 2022. This project was built with a total cost of 38 billion Vietnamese dongs funded by Hanoi City. In addition to building necessary outposts for soldiers to eat, live, and work, we must also understand the strategic importance of Le Mountain. This place also has favorable conditions such as abundant freshwater sources and a manageable amount of material needed for reclamation, making it easy to form an artificial island. Therefore, from late 2014 to early 2015, Vietnam focused resources to consolidate and upgrade Le Mountain. Specifically, Vietnam deployed forces to carry out construction, blasting coral and dredging 2 channels about 90 meters wide to the west and east of Le Mountain, to facilitate boats from outside to easily move into the lagoon for storm shelter. After that, we used the dredged soil from these 2 channels to build 2 artificial coral reefs along each newly dug channel. From satellite images, it can be seen that many excavators and other construction equipment were mobilized to quarry rocks at Le Mountain. As of August 2015, Vietnam had renovated and reclaimed about 16,000 square meters, equivalent to 1.6 hectares, in the eastern area of Le Mountain. The western area also saw positive changes with nearly 3,600 square meters, equivalent to 0.36 hectares, reclaimed. Overall, after dredging 2 channels into the lagoon, Vietnam reclaimed 2 additional floating points with a total area of about 1.96 hectares. At each artificial land plot in these 2 areas, we built a concrete platform measuring approximately 62 meters in length and 32 meters in width. This might be the foundation of a building, or it could also be a fishery logistics center. However, only about 4 months later, in December 2015, Super Typhoon Malur swept through the Philippines, causing heavy losses of life and property. Additionally, it caused damage to several areas, including the La Reef area. The structures built in this reef area were basically destroyed and blown away by the super typhoon. After this incident, we halted the reef renovation project at Le Mountain. By early December 2022, the remaining above-water area in both zones was only 4,000 square meters, which are the 2 concrete platforms. Surrounding the concrete platforms are strips of green grass that change with the seasonal winds. On the remaining concrete platform on the western slope of Le Mountain, the station soldiers have carried out tree planting. And since this above-water area is only about 1.6 kilometers from Lai Island, if we stop here, we can clearly observe it with the naked eye. Currently, our Vietnam is carrying out many activities on some islands and features in the Spratly Islands such as Phan Vin, Nam Yet, Sun Ca, Tuyen Chai, etc. In the coming years, it is highly likely that there will be more new construction and renovation activities, continuing the plan implemented in the 2014-2015 period. Overall, Vietnam's renovation measures in the Spratly Islands have less environmental impact compared to activities conducted by China. At Le Mountain Island, we did not excavate any coral reefs, but always directly channeled water into the lagoon. Therefore, the environmental destruction impact at Le Mountain Island is limited to the High Gun Island structure and the adjacent reclaimed area. The entire renovated area, including the channel, only occupies about 1% of Le Mountain Island's area, equivalent to approximately 30 hectares. This is completely opposite to China's illegal renovation activities in the Spratly Islands, where they use dozens of large dredging vessels to destroy coral reefs and illegally reclaim vast areas. These methods by China have devastated almost all coral reefs, especially Cross Reef, Mischief Reef, and Subi Reef. Currently, the material and spiritual life of the soldiers on Le Mountain Island has been increasingly improved. On islands equipped with the Vietnam television satellite signal transceiver system, soldiers can promptly update domestic and international information. Additionally, at La A and La B Island points, newspaper and law bookshelves are available, with nearly 1,000 book titles and over 20 types of newspapers and magazines. Like other island entities, the main source of fresh water for daily life on La Reef is rainwater and water transported from the mainland. But in recent years, thanks to the installation of large storage tanks, the island has become completely self-sufficient in meeting its domestic water needs. It can be said that the appearance of the La Reef area today has become more orderly and cleaner than before. The living, accommodation, and study areas for soldiers are arranged neatly and tidily. Despite limited space, the island still has reinforced and repaired vegetable gardens and livestock areas. These areas are arranged in accordance with the overall plan, facilitating care and rearing. Green vegetables on La Mountain are grown in trays and pots using soil